If you want to make really big money, work less, work wherever you want and whenever you want, spend more time with your family, have more freedom, and to be your own boss, you probably know nothing about freelancing. I'm Boris, I'm a software engineer from Tel Aviv, and I have already tried both, working as a freelancer and working in a company. I have even tried to do both at the same time, and this is what I understood. First of all, it's not for you if you don't like hard work. Of course, every programming job is hard, but being a freelancer means that you need to be a jack of all trades. Let's assume you're a mobile developer and you build mobile apps as a freelancer. It's not enough only to know mobile app development, as you'll deal with a lot of other less relevant and maybe even less interesting for you stuff. For example, in order to ship your app properly, you need to know all the DevOps, even CI/CD stuff. Probably you'll need to know something about server-side development, as there's definitely a server your mobile app works with. So as you can see, from mobile app development, you are moving a little bit to the side of DevOps, backend development, and so on. If you work as a mobile developer in a company, your other colleagues are responsible for these areas, so they can always take care of the relevant problems. And if you are a freelancer, you need to deal yourself with the things you don't know, and probably with the things that you even don't want to know. A lack of expertise can lead to more problems. You are trying to solve one issue, then you see that it causes another issue, and so on. I hope now you more or less understand what I mean under the words hard work. Except hard work, also it's a lonely way. Obviously, you are alone. There are no colleagues around you. There is nobody to help. There is nobody to grab a lunch with. There is nobody to discuss new tech trends with. There is no social life. One of the biggest advantages of being the part of an R&D team in a tech company is that you've got an opportunity to meet other talented and experienced developers that you can learn from. That happened a couple of times to me when my colleagues truly inspired me. I mean, I saw how they did their job. I discussed different solutions with them. I saw how they were thinking, and thanks to them, I had that aha moment. I was like, wow, I didn't know we could do that. The way you get your knowledge and increase your expertise is totally different when you are a freelancer. So if you want to meet other developers and to make friends in the industry, you probably need to go out to some meetups, join different communities, or you'll stay alone. The better you become as a freelance software developer, the more pressure you'll have. Sometimes you need to deal with more than one customer at a time. You need to work on the several projects at the same time. And of course, your customers don't know each other. So an excuse something like, you know, I've got one more project and I'm really busy now, doesn't really work. I'm not even talking about the fact that nobody likes to wait an extra time if they pay money. Trust me, your customers have less patience than your manager. Once one of my customers asked me, do you know when you can fix that? I said, yeah, I guess next week, because tomorrow is my birthday. And he's like, oh, happy birthday, but I thought that it would be ready before the weekend. So you need to learn to work under pressure if you don't want to lose money. An assumption that you can make much more money as a freelancer is one of the biggest delusions in my opinion. Usually it comes from an idea that I'm my own boss. I can choose how to work to be more productive. Also, I'm a good developer, so I can progress pretty fast. But as I have mentioned before, you are alone. Sometimes you can't see the full picture because of the lack of expertise, and you give wrong estimations. So you're supposed to make X amount of money in 2 weeks, but then you realize that you had to work hard for 1 month to get the same X amount of money. As you understand, this never happens in a company. I mean, you can give wrong estimations too. Everyone makes mistakes, but you get paid for the time you spend doing your job. Also, if you work in a company, there is always a job. There is always something to do. Thus, there's a stable income. As a freelancer, you need always to look for the new customers. No customers, no money. I bet all of you know how stressful a job interview can be. Just imagine that you are always in a constant pipeline of job interviews. And you know, it's not a big fun trying to sell your skills to the people you don't know. Also, you meet different people, both interesting and nice, and annoying and arrogant. Your time becomes one of your biggest enemies. That's funny because you think that you can work whenever you want as a freelancer, but it's not necessarily like this, because you may have some customers that are in different time zones. Also, you start getting to that hamster wheel when you think that you can work more time to get more money. You need a lot of self-discipline, as even if you figure out how to manage your time and to deal with your customers in the different time zones, how to deal with the pressure and learn how to give more real estimations, it's pretty easy to slow down to just 3-4 hours workday. There are no cross-team collaborations, there are no other developers depending on you, there is no clear roadmap as you always have when you work in a company, so you need to pay more attention to your discipline. You're probably going to have hard times when you need to take time off. Today I work at a successful startup with a decent time off policy, so I've got enough days off to go for holidays few times a year, and it doesn't affect my income. And if I'm a freelancer and I want to fly for 2 weeks with my family to France for summer holidays, who will pay me for that? If I need to go for a summit or a conference, I just need to ask my manager before, and my company will pay me for this day as for any other regular work day. If I need even to buy a ticket for this summit, my company will pay for it too, because it's not only me interested in my professional growth, but also my manager and my company. If you are a freelancer, your professional growth could be slowed down because you need to deal with a lot of stuff that is not relevant to your job. Looking for the new customers that I have already mentioned before, some of them could be pretty annoying. You need to deal with all the paperwork, taxes, invoices, legal issues, and so on. A couple of years ago I had a short talk on that with a data scientist that joined a company I was working at. He said that he had been working as a freelancer for a couple of years, but closing his business before joining our company was such a headache for him that when he joined our company he had to join as a contractor and not as a regular employee. I'm telling you this so you will have an understanding of the scale of the things that are not relevant to the job that you have to deal with if you are a freelancer. So you need to be a bit of an accountant, a lawyer, an office manager. But what about being a programmer? There are some limitations here too. If you are a data scientist, you may create new algorithm models for the customer that can't afford a full data science team. Also, it makes sense that you can be a freelancer if you are a mobile developer, so you can build iOS and Android apps on demand. If you are a full stack developer, you can build a website for your customers from A to Z. If you are a front-end developer, you can build the UI of the website. Wait, what about the server? Who is going to work on the backend? Now, I work as a backend developer and I have never met any customer that wanted to hire a backend developer for a couple of months just for some specific project. Once my friend joined our company as a contractor for a year, but in the beginning he joined the company as a full stack developer. And then when he finished working on his project a bit earlier, he helped with the backend to another team. What am I trying to say? If you want to be a freelancer, first of all you need to hit the like button under this video. No, I'm trying to say that you need to choose the right professional path. Data scientist, mobile developer, full stack developer, DevOps. By the way, once I met a guy who was working as a freelance DevOps engineer for 3 different companies at the same time. He was coming for each office once a week, and the rest of the time he provided the remote support to all 3 customers. He was making 2 times more money that I make now. So as you understand, you can make big money as a freelancer, but you need to have the right expertise and to have really good customers. Anyway, if you feel that you can deal with everything that I have already told you, I guess being a freelancer is for you. And I think the biggest advantage of being a freelancer is that you don't need to deal with all that politics that every big corporate has. I mean all that corporate cringe. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can easily search YouTube and you will find a lot of videos for this topic. If you're a freelancer, you are the only one that builds your company culture. You are the full control over your working environment. You focus on building an outstanding product for your customer. You have an opportunity to build something cool from scratch and not to deal with a legacy code. If you overcome all these difficulties I've described above, you'll become a real ninja. You'll feel that there are no problems that can't be solved. You just need more time to find the solution. I hope now you've got enough insights after our conversation. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.